Good morning to the New Zealand and the Australianders, and good afternoon to the Americans, and good evening, wee small hours in the morning, to South Africa, and hello wherever you are in the world. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Debs Cooper, global stressologist, coming to you live from Denver, Colorado, as I'm here for the breakthrough experience with Dr. John DeMartini. Woo! It is a little bit chilly in Colorado. I'm just going to tell you right now. So, thank you for joining me today as I talk about the techniques to break free from self doubt. And this is a big thank you to dear wee lady, I don't know if she's wee because she's actually way taller than me, in Perth, who suggested this idea. So, thank you very much. You know who you are. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Here we go. So I would love to know if you're here for a replay. I believe I can see if you're here. Maybe just drop in the chat if you're actually here live. And if you're here for a replay, I'd love to know hashtag replay. I'm going to give you some notes today on the techniques for breaking through to self-doubt. They are in no particular order. And the best thing you can do is grab your note-taking device. And thank you, Mum. Yes, I know it's my sister's birthday. I will send her a message as I just saw that pop up then. Thank you, Mum. So grab your note-taking device, whatever it is, and we're going to kick off on the techniques to break free from self-doubt. Who's actually had those before? Because I've definitely had them. In fact, I even had them last weekend while at the breakthrough experience. There was a few things that came up and I went, am I actually self-doubting myself? And I could feel myself shrinking. So this is the most perfect Facebook Live video that I'm going to share for you, for me, for all of us. So thank you. Tip number 1 is identify your limiting beliefs. Now, when I talk about limiting beliefs, they're actually only limiting to you. So this is actually your story, not anyone else's. So they're limiting to you, but they're not other people's limiting beliefs. So when you feel this limiting belief come in, what you're going to do is you're going to challenge yourself with evidence of past successes. So when something comes in and you go, oh, I don't know if this is for me, I don't know if I can do this, whatever your self-doubt is, just go, actually, you know what? I did do something last time and this worked. And it just allows you to think very, very differently. So challenge that with the evidence of the past successes. If you think you have no evidence, then it could be a BS, a belief system that's not even part of yours, that you're holding on to. Because there's always evidence. If you can see one side, you can definitely see the other. So if there is a limiting belief in there, there's going to be evidence. So actually have a look at that evidence and look at where you've actually achieved things on that. When the word comes up and I'm like, I'm a little bit uncertain about that, here's another tip. I would love you to reframe your uncertainty. Just not feeling too comfortable with this. So instead of fearing the unknown, view it as an opportunity to learn and grow from. Because that's what we're here for. We're actually here for it. Learning's not a bad thing. This helps us step up and evolve, because imagine how boring life would be if we didn't do anything like that. So learning is not a bad thing. It actually just helps us level up to where we're going. The other one I really love is about your self check-ins, because we are here to govern ourselves, not for other people to govern us if we don't. So I encourage people to do daily self check-ins. So when you're challenged, ask yourself things like, what am I assuming? And what's another way to see this? They are just little tweaks in your wording, and they actually help create new perspectives. Or what's working for me now and what isn't. But when you're accountable to your acts and emotions, not anyone else's, it allows you to move forward. So these daily self-check-ins are actually for your purpose to keep moving forward, not for other people's purposes. It's all about you. Clearly, your self-doubt is all about you. The other tip I'm going to give you is set a decision deadline, DD. Now, when I talk about a DD, give yourself a time frame to avoid, now this is one of my new words, analysis paralysis. Because we all know this one, analysis paralysis can immobilize us and not actually get us forward. So when we're looking at a decision deadline, there's 4 Ds that I work on. Who's going to say it with me? Do it, defer it, delegate it, or dump it. So when I'm talking about that deadline, are you going to do it? Then put a time frame on it. Are you going to defer it? another day, put another decent time frame, a decent time frame on it. Delegate. I'm going to delegate to somebody who's more inspired about the task than I am, or you're going to dump it. That's it. Done. Gone. Done. Move on. So be aware of those little things that come in. So it's the decision deadline can turn into the 4Ds. The other tip the technique I'm going to give you is to trust your first instinct. And when I talk about your first instinct, I'm talking about your gut reaction is way more accurate than your mindset or prolonged deliberation. So it's actually studies actually showing that, and I did look at something about this, so that your gut reaction or your intuition or your instinct will tell you the truth, but your mind can take you on a roller coaster journey that can take you running marathons without even knowing what's going on, unless you actually talk to me. Unless you talk to me, and then we can shut that roller coaster right down. We can get you centered so you're actually running at a pace that's decent for you. So trust that first instinct or that intuition that comes in, because that's the one that's telling you the truth before our mind jumps in and starts going up and down. The next one is the 5-second rule, and for some people a 5-second rule is the floor, drop food on the floor. I don't know if that's just us in New Zealand and Australia. We say, 3-second rule, 5-second rule. This is actually very, very different. The 5-second rule is counting down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift off. So you're counting down from 5 and you take action before the overthinking sets in. See, even I would think 3 seconds. Now, I'm still learning, and I am learning, and I'll let you know when I master it. Who knows what that's going to be. But it's actually one that I'm starting to put in the process, like, just go 5, 4, and it allows me to ground myself. 3, 2, 1. Just get it done. It's way easier to do that. The next technique I'm going to talk about is comparison, and comparison of others versus your journey. Now, there's a thing called social media. Social media can take us on a crazy ass journey. So I'd love you to limit your exposure to perfect online comparisons, because that just distorts your reality. Now, when I think about this, you only see, often on Facebook or any social media, you only see the real. REEL, you only see the good side of things. Not often do you actually see the bloopers. So that social media detox and knowing people have both sides is actually a really great one, just to go, you know what? All they're doing is they're putting all the perfect vision out there of whatever's going on, and that's why I'm failing, or any of those crazy ass words that are going to come in, because you're actually focusing on their fantastic time over the actual bloopers they're sharing. This next technique is one, I'm trying to remember these as quick as I can. This technique is a great one because this is called reverse comparison. Reverse comparison. So when it comes to this, I'd love you to, instead of measuring yourself against others, because we just talked about the social media detox, reflect on how far you've come. How far you've come. Again, how far you've come. Because when we're looking at our failures or whoopsies or anything like that, we're looking at that instead of, actually, you know what? This has happened to me and I'm not reacting the way I used to. Or this is happening to me and I'm actually changing direction. Or this is happening to me and I'm actually choosing not to get involved with it. So reverse comparison is a really great one to actually look at, not measuring yourself against others, but actually looking back at yourself, because that's incredibly important. When you're doing this, I'd love you to define your vision of success. So this is your vision, not mine. So what truly matters to you? When I say what truly matters to you, it's about what matters to you, not anyone else, not what other people tell you, children tell you, partners, bosses, or anyone else, family, friends, any of your social circle, TV, society, social media, any of that. What truly matters to you? Because when you know what truly matters to you, you keep your goals more personal and meaningful. Now, even if you work for somebody or you're working for yourself, those goals are still personal to you, because you're running them, you're living them. So when you can align everything you do, that's everything you do, to your vision, you'll keep moving. And this is just a beautiful way to keep moving forward. So if you can align everything you do to your vision, there's going to be a different change in you from where you go. Whenever I have a whoopsie or something, I just go back, what's my purpose here? What's my chief aim here? Where am I going? What am I doing? And it allows me to move forward. Now, also, I don't know if anyone's actually on because there's been nobody comment. So if you're on, thank you. If you're not, we'll catch you up on the replay as I look there. The next one is flip the script. Because we know our language is sometimes just lip service. Just lip service. So you're going to replace certain words with other certain words. So definitely write this puppy down. So you're going to replace things like I can't, or I should, or I have to with I'm learning to, I choose to, I love to, I get to, and this is my favorite, I have the opportunity to. I have the opportunity to. I know Dr. DeMartini actually writes in his life book, today I had the opportunity to. And it just allows it to start with just a beautiful way of actually flipping that script. Today I had the opportunity to, or I have the opportunity to. It's just another little thing that actually comes out, and it comes more from the heart, from where you are. The other word, the other technique I'm going to talk about is actually called evidence. My mum loves that, being a evidence seeker. Evidence. So when doubt creeps in, think of 3 times you've succeeded in similar situations. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. And if you can come up with 3 times, there's instantly going to be a shift in your perception. You might go, I've only got 1, I've only got time. Keep digging, because the moment you see that there's evidence of 3, there's a whole different thought to who you are. And knowing that you've been through places before, and you've survived, guess what? You can do it all again. There's no way you've got to this point without having any wobbles in your world or any self-doubt. You've been there, you've got here, and you're moving forward. Now, I want to talk a little bit about the wins and how the wins, W-I-N-S, matter. Now, I was talking to somebody this morning, and she says, they're little micro wins. And I was like, no, I'm not going to allow you to say micro wins, because even though they're small, they're not micro. So every small or micro, anything you do is a success, because that trains your brain to expect more successes. Each success trains your brain to expect more successes. How does that feel? I'm going to get this. I've done this before. I've got this. So knowing that every step forward is one closer than a step back. No step is too small. No step is too big. So ensure that every win matters. The other one I'm going to talk about is my favorite G word. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. So I'd love you to think of 3 things you're thankful for at night when you get into bed and when you wake up first thing in the morning. I ensure I do that every morning before I get out of bed, because it allows me to set my intention for the day. It also allows me to set my intention for the evening, that I've let things go that could be wobbly, that I've had something going on, allows me to be thankful for those things, and it just allows me to give that blissful, beautiful sleep. What you can do, and I really would encourage this, is actually you write it down. You write them down. So when you're doing your gratitude, you can think of them in your head, yes, but they'll actually still just filter in your head. But I write them down because it allows me to get them out of my head, and I can fill my head up with more inspiring things. But also when you write them down, it allows you to go back and revisit it and then go, oh my gosh, 4 days ago I was having a bad day. I thought I was having a quotation bad day. And I look at my gratitude, and I'm left with, wow, that's significant, because sometimes we forget what we've been through. So writing them down and revisiting them is another powerful level of knowing how to break free from your self-doubt, and allows you to move forward. The next one I'm going to talk about is shift the narrative. Shift the narrative. So when you see mistakes, we see these mistakes, I call them wobbles. Think of this as, and came from a beautiful woman last weekend, and she said she works on data, and it was only then that I realized that when I think about my wobbles, I can now see them as data rather than defects. Now, how powerful is that? My wobbles are data collection, analysis. Be careful of that analysis paralysis. But it's actually rather than the defects. You're just collecting data that you can start working through. So thank you for that last weekend, my beautiful lady. But you're just shifting the narrative. Now, that is a super, super simple one. I've been really focusing on doing that just in this last week. But it's a beautiful way to just go, oh, this is just data. This is data collection. This is all it is. And it just allows you to think that instead of seeing them as a defect. Now, when I talk about the next one, this takes me back to school, and it goes, what did I learn? What did I learn? So even asking what did I learn, I feel icky anyway, because that's not quite my words. But instead of saying, why did I fail? Why did I fail? If you're on that why train, it's like a hamster wheel, just goes round and round and round until you literally fall off. That's all there is to. So I personally go, what did I fail? Why did I fail? I don't go, what did I learn? I go, what is the experience here? What is the experience here? And then I'll go, what's the blessing out of that experience? Or what's the gratitude out of that experience? It's whatever works for you. But there are experiences all around us when we truly open our eyes and we're ready to see it. But sometimes we're not ready. Sometimes we're so fogged and clouded and disjointed in our head that we can't see anything clearly. So for me, I just go, what's the experience here? And then what's the blessing out of it? Or what's the gratitude? Or what's the appreciation? Or what's the value? Different ways to say it. Excuse me. The next one I'm going to say is reframe your setbacks. So when I think about your setbacks, just know that I'm going to say mistake, because every mistake is proof you're taking action and growing. Because if you're not making mistakes, you're staying stagnant. And for goodness sake, imagine how boring life would be if you stayed stagnant. So take that step, whatever it is, and if you think it's a mistake, we're going to go back and reframe it. But just know that it's also evidence and proof that you're actually taking action and you're growing and evolving from it. My next tip is a great one, and it's actually not the one you probably think it is. This is, don't take life seriously. Oh, this is a real significant, maybe I'll just do a whole video about why you can't take life seriously. You're human. You're here on this human planet having a human experience. Something happens. You're going to get triggered by it. The best thing you can do is laugh. Just laugh at it. Go, well, who would have thought? Who would have thought? Whatever it is. But don't take life seriously. You're human. Life is meant for a laugh. Moira, my podcast buddy, often tells me, if you're feeling, or we talk about it actually quite a lot on our podcast, go watch on YouTube babies laughing. Excuse me. Babies laughing is hysterical. If you can watch that, you can literally just change your mindset very quick like that. When I talk about don't take life seriously, I also want to jump into one of the 4 agreements. Don't take things personally. Because nothing is personal unless you make it. If someone says something to you and you're triggered by it, or you're like, ooh, now when I talk about triggered, something elated or deflated, whatever way it is, don't take it personally. Nothing is personal unless you make it. They're just sharing their wisdom with you. Right, the next one. Now you might know what my next one is. My next one is glitter bomb. Glitter bomb, glitter bomb, glitter bomb, glitter bomb. Do what lights you up. Do what lights you up. There's a gazillion things you can do in a day that light you up. You're not going to be depleted, deflated, broken 24/7 of the day. You may feel it, but there's going to be moments and you're going to do your glitter. So go put a bright lippy on. Put different earrings on. Spray your perfume. Drink your water out of a water bottle that I bought from New Zealand. That's probably would be wise to be tipped away. But do those things that actually light you up. Go outside, feel the fresh air. Go outside and experience something, or stay inside and look outside. Whatever it is for you, do whatever lights you up. Jump onto my YouTube and watch a whole lot of my videos. Go back and grab your note-taking device until you get it. Do whatever lights you up. And the last tip is me. The last tip is me. Debs Cooper, Global Stressologist, is here for you. 19 years in my business. I've transformed over thousands of people's lives in the last 19 years. I can't even think how many there's been. This isn't hard. This isn't a hard process to get through these things. I can assure you, I give you my word. Sometimes you need that first step. Sometimes if this video doesn't work for you, connect with me. But I'm here for you. I've been through stuff. I still go through stuff, and I still come out the other side of it, because my tools and techniques are so simple, straight to the point, and can get you out of whatever state you're in. No challenge is too big, but just know that I have your back. I have your back here on this. Whew. This is the techniques to break free from self-doubt. I trust you got some golden nuggets here. I trust you got some golden nuggets. So before I sign off, I would love to say, if you liked this, the next step is book a call with me. Book a call with me and let's have a look at whatever's going on in your life, in your world, so that we can dissolve that will allow you to level up, to go to your next level. So that is me signing off, Debs Cooper, Global Stressologist, on techniques to break free from self-doubt. Thank you very much for joining me. I trust you got value out of today, and I will see you next time on my next video. Thank you. Bye.